Very good morning, all the students of 7th standard. We are learning here ninth lesson of our history, Maratha War of Independence. This is our ninth lesson from 7th standard, the Maratha War of Independence. And from this lesson, we have completed some point. We saw that situations of during the time of Chhatrapati Sambhaji Rajes, what kind of activities he has to adverse situations he has to face. He has to fight against the different enemies at the same time. He has to fight against the Mughal, he has to fight against Siddhis of Zanjira, he has to fight against the Portuguese. In these adverse situations, so he kept Marathas independence alive. He kept in a proper way. So the Marathas war of independence was going on during the time of Chhatrapati Sambhaji Raje. So the region of Sambhaji Maharaj marks the first chapter of the Maratha War of Independence after Shivaji Maharaj. What is the timing is there? What is the period of Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj? That period was considered as the first Maratha's first war of independence after Shivaji Maharaj. Shivaji Maharaj was there. He established the Marathas' own independent kingdom, Swaraj. He helped to set up from zero. He gave the base and he set up the empire, Maratha Empire. It was a very difficult task, but Shivaji Maharaj has fulfilled this or completed his task or the responsibility to set up. So it was an extraordinary effort or the achievement of the Shivaji Maharaj. But after the Shivaji Maharaj also, to keep alive, to keep Maratha's independence in a proper way, to be exist or to be keep in a proper way, it was a difficult task at that time. So Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj's responsibility or the work was also important regarding this empire or the Maratha empires, to keep independent Maratha empire. So Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj, whatever the work is there, the activities were there. During the time of Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj, his work, his achievements recognized as the Maratha War of Independence. Shivaji Maharaj had given him excellent educations. Shivaji Maharaj, he had given him the excellent educations he had given. When he was a ruler, at that time he gave the proper and good education for Sambhaji Raje. So Shivaji Maharaj had given him excellent educations to Sambhaji Raje in a civil administrations. He gave excellent administrations or the educations, and also when Chhatrapati Sambhaji Raje he was learning, he got the good educations in administrations, also civil administration and military campaigns, how to be handle the military activities. That also he learned in a proper way. So he got the proper educations in administrations and the military campaigns there. Sambhaji Maharaj had began to take interest. So he had to start to take interest there. Sambhaji Raje began to take interest or willingness in the administration of the state. So willingly he started to take interest or participated in the administration of the state, in the administration of Swaraj there, and command of the army from the age of 14 years. When he was just 14 years of his age, from that time he started to take the command of Marathas army. He started to lead the Marathas army there. So we can say that Chhatrapati Sambhaji Raje at his very early age, he started to involve in administrative activities, he started to involve in military campaigns, he started to lead Marathas army from his child days. When he was just when he was young, as 14 years young boy. From that time he involved in different activities for the Swaraj. 14 years of age means hardly he was in present time if you see, then 8th or 9th standard students. From that time he start to lead army there. From that time he start to involve himself in campaigns, in military activities. Okay, so here uh, we know how he worked, how he is supported for the Swaraj. While he was still a prince, when he was still prince, means just 14 years of age, when he was prince, he had lead attack on many territories of the Mughals. He lead Maratha army. He involved Maratha army there. He guided Maratha army. He took the command or the charge of the Maratha army when Maratha army they attack on Mughals territory. That time, that responsibility of enemy means that responsibility of moments, responsibility of campaigns, Sambhaji Raja he took on his shoulders. He had led attack on many territories of the Mughals and the Adil Shah there. So he attacked on the Mughal territories, he attacked on the Adil Shah's territory. The French traveler also describe about Sambhaji Raje. Abby Carey says about his battle skill. French traveler he described battle skill of Sambhaji Raje in the following words there. Even though the prince is young, his activity of battle skill activities there, his characteristic, his goodness, his qualities there. He described in the following word, French traveler Abbe Carey. He says about Sambhaji Raje in the following way. He described his own experiences, his thoughts, ideas about Sambhaji Raje. Even though the prince is young, even though Sambhaji Raje, the prince Sambhaji Raje was quite young, means just he was just 14 years of age. So even though the prince was younger, even though the prince is young, he is courageous. He is young, but still he is courageous. He is not coward. He never afraid. He was a strong. He was a person of strong determinations and courageous persons, and brave like his fathers was famous for. And also Sambhaji Raje he was a brave like his father. How his father was a brave, like same way Sambhaji Raje also brave like Shivaji Maharaj. How Shivaji Maharaj was a brave, courageous, hardworking, like same way Sambhaji Raje too also brave, courageous and hardworking persons. When Sambhaji Maharaj became Chhatrapati, when Shivaji Maharaj passed away after the death of Shivaji Maharaj, Sambhaji Raje he became the next Maratha Chhatrapati. The war with the Mughal became fierce. That whatever the war was there with the Mughals, it became more fierce, more dangerous, more active. The war with the Mughals, it became more fierce that he has to fight with his full powers. Aurangzeb was so very angry on Maratha empires there. Aurangzeb wanted to occupy regions from the Kabul to Kanyakumari, and Aurangzeb here, Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb, he wanted to occupy, he wanted to capture, conquer the territories from Kabul to Kanyakumari. All these regions he wanted to capture, he wanted to add in a Mughal territory, and in that Maratha's territory or the Maratha Empire was a molehill of emperor's eye there. Means it was a plucking something in our eye, if something dust or that any particles went, then how it pluck, how it pains to our eye. Like same way the Maratha Empire was molehill in the emperor's eye, it was plucking to him, it was giving more pain. So he wanted to set up his empire from the Kabul to Kanyakumari and create a grand unified Mughal empire. Aurangzeb wanted to set up a Mughal empire, grand big Mughal empire he wanted to set up. His dream was to destroy the Maratha state completely, and whatever his dream was there to set up his grand empire, that dream was totally destroyed by the Maratha power, Maratha empire. It was not possible for the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb to fulfill, to complete his dream. Still the Marathas were alive that. So Maratha they destroy his dream completely using military and financial prowess. And what is there? Using the state completely using his military and the financial prowess there. or false. There was no any use of his military, there was no any use of his powers in front of the Marathas there. He was strong, good enough to strong military, his powers, his financial, he was a Mughal emperor strong, but then also Marathas they defeated, they proved them all their skill, all their wealth, their strength, their might, their courage, their soldiers, um, their artilleries were useless in front of Marathas. So today we'll stop here. When we'll come tomorrow, then we'll come with the next one. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.